Esta conferencia comenzará a grabarse.
So welcome everybody. Today's topic is IoT for new cross-sectoral value chains. So it's quite specific. We should receive soon, I hope, Guillermo Rose, but I don't see him in the list. Hello, bonjour, Pauline. Do you have contact with him? Pauline?
Yes, hello, Antonio. I have just received a mail from Guillaume. He's looking for the link, so I'm sending him the link.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I think he will join in a few minutes.
Perfect. Okay, so we will wait for him. Okay, but anyway, today is about IoT, Internet of Things, as a linker between different sectors, different value chains. You know, when we speak about IoT, we are really speaking about sensors and standardization. I understand. Or for me, it's part of the key. I know that we will have also with us other experts on that area. Okay, so the proposal for today is to first hear in the first block Guillaume, and later discuss about what is happening on the different value chains related to these kind of technologies. Is there are disruptions and needs, and what possible solutions we can propose in that areas. Okay, I think that is clear for at least for me that Europe should have a very good strategic position on this area because we have the capacities. It's not only about devices; it's mostly about talent and knowledge and applications and exploitation of the data. Okay, and so I'm totally sure that we could be leading this area at a global level, especially in its application to the industry. Okay, but we need to really map what we have, what can or what should we do to obtain this role as leader and to keep it. I don't know. Bonjour, Guillaume. Are you there?
Hello. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I speak French, but of course, let's stick to English.
Okay. Would you like to have the presentation role, or do you prefer that I share your presentation in my screen?
You can share it in your screen because there is only one slide. So.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. I will open it. Okay. And
Yes.
I will give you the floor. Just
Okay.
one moment. Okay. Let me check. So I don't see it now.
You want me to share my screen? It's
Yes,
possible.
please do that. It will be quicker because no, I have it now. Sorry,
Okay.
too many mails in the inbox. Okay, I have it. Sometimes my PowerPoint doesn't want to collaborate with me at all. I
Okay.
don't know why,
Tell
but
me.
here it is. Okay, here it is. Welcome. Okay, and the floor is yours.
Okay. I just wait for my slide to be on the screen. But anyway, I can start. So good morning. My name. Yes.
You should be seeing the.
Yes. I see it.
Okay.
So good morning. My name is Guillaume Roux, and I am in charge of European clusters, European projects at SCS Cluster. So SCS means Secure Communicating Solution, and we are a French competitiveness cluster, animating a world-class ecosystem of SMEs, large companies, and research organizations in the field of digital technologies, and in particular microelectronics, IoT, Internet of Things, big data and artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity. The cluster covers the Région Sud in the south of France, and I'm personally based in Sophia Antipolis, which is a large science park well known in Europe. We are very active in the field of European projects, so both regarding the participation of the cluster and its member in European Innovation Funding projects. So today I will present you an example of how we support in a very efficient way European SMEs to innovate through a Horizon 2020 program called InnoSup 1. So this program relies on the ability of clusters, including Pôle de Compétitivité, to quickly mobilize and connect qualified SMEs from different sectors and to create new value chain in Europe, help them to access to the market and become more competitive. It is based on the principle of cascade funding, in which the European Commission provides funding to a consortium of clusters, of which 75% is then redistributed to innovative SMEs by the launch of open calls. This process is very adapted to SMEs and very appreciated by SMEs because first, it is fast. SMEs gets funded with 3 months versus 8 months for an Horizon 2020 regular call for project. It is accessible because the success rate is between 30 and 50%, so much higher than the one observed on other calls. It is very agile because there is no administrative and financial reporting, or it is very light, and it is very close to market because it funds prototyping, proof of concepts, which are almost very much followed by a business deal. And most importantly, the role of cluster in mobilizing and supporting SMEs all along the innovation process is bringing a real added value for the SMEs. So SCS is the leader of this project called IoT for Industry, which focuses on IoT on Industry 4.0 value chain, which consists of the integration of IoT technologies. So IoT technologies are sensors, communication technologies, data analytics, and cybersecurity into machines, tools, industrial processes to make European factories more competitive. So you can see on this slide an example of such a technology integration with the integration of wireless sensors into bearings, rolling bearings machines of a paper production factory. So the sensors are put in place on the rolling machine and they send data like temperature and vibration or vibration data to a platform. And they go through an intelligence algorithm which is able to predict the breakdowns of the machine and saves a lot of money of the final end user, the final factory. Of course, this technology can be applied to other sectors like the pharmaceutical or the food industry. So it's the role also of IoT for industry to, and especially of the cluster, to disseminate such solutions within other sectors and make other sectors competitive. This project involves 2 SMEs, so one developing sensors, one working on the data. That are both one is based in Austria and the other one in Germany, and it involves also one large enterprise, the paper production factory in Germany. So all in all, IoT for Industry consists of a partnership of 7 European clusters from France, Italy, Germany, Belgium, and the UK. 3 of these clusters are from the digital sector, and 4 are from the industrial area. And it includes another pole de competitivité in France called SIM, which is based in Rhône-Alpes. So all these clusters have worked a lot in this project to raise awareness on the potential of IoT technologies in industrial companies over Europe. And we have connected those companies through matchmaking activities. And finally, with 5 million euros funding in less than 2 years, we have achieved the result that you see on the slide. So 40 projects, of which 90% are transnational, so they involve partners from 2 different EU countries, and 95% are close to market, meaning that they are prototypes or demonstrators. These projects involve 84 SMEs from 17 European countries, and they represent 20 industrial sectors, including traditional sectors that are less represented in European funding. So as a conclusion, I would say that the role of cluster in this IoT for Industry and generally speaking InnoSu project is fundamental because we are small structure and so we bring agility and efficiency. We can deliver an open call in 3 months and reach the KPIs you see. We bring professionalism and quality because we know SMEs, we know qualified SMEs. Our SMEs are state-of-the-art technologies, and they deliver when they get together excellent project, achieving great results as the project that is shown on the paper sector. And finally, as a cross-sectoral and European partnership, we have been able to cover a large part of Europe, including eastern countries, on a vast variety of sectors, as you see on the slide. So in my final words is that we strongly suggest policymakers to consider clusters as a tool for channeling innovation, for funding the innovation project of SMEs in Europe. And that's it.
Thank you very much. So comments, questions from the audience? Who would like to comment? Okay, I would like to know what was the role of the consortia in this project, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of role play every one of the clusters involved in the consortia?
So the consortia, which is composed of 7 clusters plus 1 consulting company, has done the study of the sectors which are which have appetite for IoT. That was the first activity. Then we have launched another bulk of activities on training and matchmaking. So training meaning raising awareness among industrial companies about the potential added value of integrating IoT solution in their factories, and also raising awareness about the market potential for IoT solution providers. So the clusters, the IoT clusters or ICT clusters were of course taking care of the IoT companies, and the industrial clusters were taking care of the industrial end users. And then we have match made those entities and generated those 385 applicants, so representing about 150 project applications. And then we have launched open calls. We have managed these open calls from beginning to the end. And now we are following up the 40 projects that have been selected through the open call. Of course, we are managing also all the financial aspects, dealing with the prepayment, the balance payments, communicating with the European Commission, helping to, disseminating all these results and so on. So we are doing the whole thing. Yeah.
And which sector did you identify as most interesting for these technologies?
Okay, so of course, I have a list of 20 sectors, but the main, let's say, the sectors which have which represent the most of projects are automotive, defense, aerospace and defense, chemicals, plastic and rubber, electronics, energy and utilities. And then there are, let's say, 1 or 2 projects per other sector, and other sector include marine, furniture, food and beverages, textile, you see paper industry, packaging, metalworking, and so on.
How would you say that is Europe in comparison with the rest of the world in this area? What is our position?
Well, we are. That's a good question. we are of course leading, I think, this market. But if you go, for instance, to Hanover Messe, I don't know if you have ever been to this big event, which is taking place every year in April in Hanover. It's the biggest event on Industry 4.0, and of course you see a large, let's say, population of European companies, so leading European companies, especially German companies like Siemens, Bosch, SAP, and so on. But of course, American companies are also very present, and Japanese. So of course, the US and Japan are also very well advanced, I would say, in Industry 4.0. But Europe and I would say, of course, with leading countries as Germany, France, Italy, and UK, which are, by the way, represented in the partnership, is also, I think, very competitive. I wouldn't say it's better than the US or Japan, but it's I think it's competing. It's definitely competing. Yes.
And what will be the main barriers for improving our position?
I think the main challenge now is the digitalization of the companies which are coming from traditional sectors. So the companies that are not yet digitalized. Companies, for instance, this type of company from the paper production sector, which is quite this type of company are not yet very much digitalized. I think the challenge is not to digitalize the companies from very high-tech sector like electronics, automotive, or aerospace and defense. I think the challenge is to digitalize companies from more traditional sectors like food, like textile, like also tourism and so on. But in industries, it's definitely the traditional sector that are less digitalized, that needs to be more digitalized.
I don't agree, but we will speak about that later, because I am totally monopolizing the discussion. So more points of view from the attendance. Question, comments?
Antonio, can I make a brief question to Guillaume? Guillaume, one of the more interesting concepts of the Industry 4.0 is the future factory. How do you think this pandemic and all these crises that we are living now will reinvent the concept of the future factory?
Well, I guess, as you know, as you have seen, the crisis that we are going through is restricting, people from accessing some sites. We are about to reinvent a little bit the way we are producing things. So there are many solutions coming from the digital world that can help factories to reinvent themselves. Digitalization will help workers to work remotely. We will have assets followed up in a more automated way. There will be more robots in factories, so less people working in critical sites and so on. So I guess the digitalization is definitely an answer to the crisis, and it was already taking place before the crisis, and now I think since there are more restrictions, the digitalization will accelerate. So there will be a bigger demand from the end user about those solutions to make the factories more autonomous and smarter, of course.
Thank you. More comments?
Hi, I've got a question. I'm Celine. Can you target the research toward a more green economy to make, for example, local cycle of the economy and all these issues?
So you mean the circular economy? You talk about the circular
economy and all the issue of the green plan that was launched a few months ago in Europe.
So of course, in within the solutions, let's say IoT or digital solutions for making machines smarter and factories smarter, there are a lot of solutions which target the energy efficiency of factories. So at least that address this green challenge. About let's say circular economy, I think it's for me it's a different topic, but of course when you speak about digitalization of factories, you also think about shorter supply chain supply chain circuits. So companies getting supply from closer sources in Europe. So for instance, in the semiconductor area, we have seen that during the crisis, the semiconductor company could not get supply from China because, of course, the logistical chain was broken because of the COVID crisis. So they got supplied from a closer source in Europe, and I think it's a virtuous implication, I would say. So so yeah, definitely digitalization will help companies to shorten and make this supply chain more local. That's for sure.
But concretely, at which scale do you work? Do you have a scale like communes, cities, regions?
We work at of course at European scale. The IoT, the project funded under IoT for Industry are transnational projects, but they are all projects involving companies in Europe. So there could be a solution provider from France developing or integrating a solution in a machine in a factory in Italy. So here you see that the supply chain is European wide. So I think the field of play remains Europe.
But you speak about countries, but not about regions.
Well, yes, but it's I'm not sure to understand your question exactly. If
yes, local circuit, for example, must be local. So local, it is let's say neighborhoods, communes, municipalities, and I know, because I'm geographer, I know that information at this scale is very hard to compile.
I don't follow your question, Celine. Sorry. Could you rephrase it? The word
Yeah,
question?
the thing is that, of course, you need a lot of information, and this information must be localized. And so at which scale do you localize the information and homogenize?
Okay, you mean, for instance, if a company is implementing, you know, let's say an IoT platform, sending data to a server. That's if you speak about, let's say, digital data. Digital data is provided by let's say IoT solution providers, and it remains in Europe. But there is no need for all the data to be localized within the, or it could be within the factory, but it could be also decentralized and in another place in Europe. It's but if you speak about the transfer of goods and that depends a lot on the sector. If you speak about a textile production factory, where they get their raw material is probably not close to the place of the factory, and of course I understand it's a big challenge to make circuits go shorter circuit for a more circular economy, but this depends a lot on the sectors. I think it's a challenge of Industry 4.0 to make this supply chain go shorter. But I think it's easy, for instance, in the food industry, and in the food industry you can have, let's say, we have, for instance, one project which is about putting blockchain into pasta fabrication. And of course, the pasta factory, which is based in the south of Italy, is getting his wheat from the same region. So here we are really talking about a circular economy and short supply range, I would say. But in some other sectors, of course, the regional dimension is less obvious, and they have to get supply from other region. But of course, most of the time it remains in Europe. I don't know if I answer your question, but I think it's not a core question around Industry 4.0. The core objective of Industry 4.0 is reducing cost, is reducing energy, it's making factories smarter, and all this with digital technologies.
More
Yes,
comments. So, thank you, Celine. More comments or questions?
Good morning, everybody. So, Guillaume, thank you. May I ask you a question?
Yes.
During the IoT for Industry project, that was a project lasting over 4 years. Am I right? 3 or 4 years?
No, it was 2.5 projects.
Okay. So during the project duration, through the 20 industrial sector you have addressed, for one example, did you face at least once a problem as disruption in the value chains, which means that you have a specific need from this industry and you had some difficulty to identify the right actors? And if that was the case, how did you manage that situation, and hopefully how did you solve it?
So of course, during the matchmaking process to prepare those collaborative projects, we had a lot of end users that were, let's say, expressing some needs for digitalizing their factories. And we of course, it happened in the process that some of the needs of such end user were not met. Because, for instance, you have, I don't know, a company, I remember a company which was doing rubber systems for airplanes, for airplane styles, and they were looking for a sensor that could withstand very, very high temperatures to be inserted in the rubber of a tire during the melting process. So this company was looking for a sensor, a very, very specific sensor, and all the companies that we had in our let's say networks did not comply with these requests and these specifications. So we had to extend the search to additional clusters within Europe to enlarge the possibilities and find the right company finally. So I guess it's a good example of how we use clusters to let's say not only the clusters of the partnership, but the wide let's say range, the wide population of clusters, of European clusters of Europe. So using all the resources we have at disposal in Europe for clusters to find the right technology provider. So this was a good example of how we dealt with that.
So which means that at the end of the day, we're able to solve the problem, finding out an actor that was not directly involved in the consortium, but
yes.
Okay, good, thank you.
Yes.
In my experience, you are not always able to solve the problems. There are challenges that are open, and that's normal. That's part of the market.
Yes.
We need to evolve. Yeah. But the main capacity of the clusters is to look for that kind of best solution actually in the market, or promote the development of new solutions. More questions, more comments.
My question, good morning, it's Veronica. So I come back on the point just raised. So can we say, according to your experience, that as long as you can find into your network a solution to a specific demand, there is not any problem of sourcing of IoT components for our sector in Europe, I mean. It is not like electronics or other parts where we import the majority from Asia. So just to understand if there is yes, a possible gap in yes, a disruption, geographical disruption.
I mean, from what I see from the industry needs, what the industry needs is actually less, I would say, less advanced from let's say what the health sector would need. For instance, it's much easier to insert a sensor, wireless sensor, into an industrial environment than in a human body, for instance. And there I would not be able to answer. But from what we have seen in terms of the needs of the European industry, European technology is state of the art, and it addresses most of the cases. The big challenges are so sensors withstanding temperatures, high temperatures or high vibration, let's say context, and in this area, I mean, Europe has plenty of solutions that are complying with the market. There is the ATEX. I don't know if you are familiar with this concept. The ATEX certification, which is certification certifying that the sensors are safe, meaning they are not creating any electrical electrical problem that would endanger, a high risky zone. That's and in Europe, all the sensors, all the companies providing sensors are aware of this certification, and they are ATEX. There is the problem also of high, metallic environments, and the radio protocols are sometimes challenged by the very metallic environment of factories, and there we have there has been a lot of research towards let's say how to make the radio technologies withstand and go and be efficient even in a very high metallic environment. So all in all, let's say the needs of the industry are met with the technology that are in Europe, and we don't need to go in Asia or to go to the US to find the technology, the appropriate technology. I would say that's for the industry parts. Of course, if we come back to sectors like health and so on, where you need more critical sensor, maybe here I'm not sure we have all the technology, but for industry, we have seen that there is plenty of offer in Europe to address the needs.
I will share my screen with one evaluation that we made in the cluster IDEA, okay, past year. This needs to be clear that is our evaluation, okay? It's not official, it's from cluster IDEA, but we made it based on a very serious test. We made a laboratory with sensors from every one of these brands, or there are parts that are not sensor but application, okay? This is the level between the sensor and the application that receives the data, okay? And I am sharing it just to provoke discussion, because our evaluation was that Bosch, that is German, as you know, and Siemens were the most well prepared at worldwide, okay? So we have probably the two best companies in the world here in Europe working on this area, okay? But there were some for us big problems, and the main one was the lack of compatibility and lack of standardization, okay? So our analysis is that there is a kind of divorce between the world of the OT, the operational technologies, that is embed in the floor, in the machines, okay, and the world of the IT, information technologies, okay. And there are companies as Bosch or Siemens that are very, very, very good leaders globally on the OT world, but they have not yet, in our opinion, this is I insist opinion just of us, they have not very well integrated the IT model, okay? And but we are ahead of others in that are very strong in the world. For example, Rockwell, okay, or for sure companies like Fanuc, Japanese, or other companies, okay? And this is based on testing, not just on reading, okay? So that's why I said before that we are in the position to lead at European level. As you said, Guillaume, we have the companies that have the know-how, and we have also the I'm not totally sure we have the capacity to be independent electronically, okay? In our, I really don't know, okay? If we have that kind of independency, okay? But I know for sure that we are in a position to lead. But our evaluation is that we need to work on open standards. because now at this moment, the main problem, for example, with the solution from Bosch, in our opinion, was that it will not be possible to link that solution with others. And they say that part of it is open source. If you go to the website, they say that, but not the key parts. And if you want to implement a scalable, serious environment, you need to be, as a company, you need to not be dependent of one solution, because everything in your company will depend on it. Once you are really installing a powerful IoT system, and if you are depending on it for your production and decision, you are depending on it, okay? And so we need to work on that area, the standardization of communication protocols, of the IoT infrastructure, okay? And to empower our European companies to work or to grow upon that kind of standardization. Okay, that's for me the key point at this moment.
Can I make a question? Good morning, everybody, to Guillaume. Guillaume, because in your project you had quite a lot of different sectors. Did you identify some common parts, let's say, in the applications and or other stuff in the project that could be used across all the sectors, or each one was a kind of a silo, a vertical one with its own applications and the issues and so on?
No, of course there are a lot of technologies that are transferable quite easily from one sector to another. If you see this example of Paper Factory, the focus of the machine which was monitored was a rolling bearing. So you have rolling bearing in paper production factories, but you also rolling bearing in food production factories or in pharmaceutical production factories, and the sensors that can be that are applied here on the machine for the paper production are easily, and not only the sensor, but the whole solution, and the sensor and the data analytics, the AI which is behind and which is working on the platform is really easily transferable with, of course, slight adaptations on the environment context, the noise, the temperature, the humidity, and so on. But it's generally speaking, it's quite the challenges are quite similar. I would say from one sector to another. Of course, when we speak about topics like predictive maintenance or asset tracking or some other topic, we had some projects funded. For instance, the one about pasta, which was about using blockchain to certify that the ingredients used to produce pasta was indeed local and coming from Italy. And of course, there it's a technology which is also I mean, quite typical for the food industry, but that could be also transferred to the luxury industry. For instance, if you're companies producing watches, you can certify, for instance, with the blockchain technologies that the watches are indeed made Swiss made, for instance, or in any other. Or if you come back to the food industry, but you change from pasta, for instance, to wine or to champagne, you can also use a blockchain in a similar way to certify that the wine which is inside the bottle, the champagne which is inside the bottle, has been, has been produced and is going from France or from Italy. So definitely there are, let's say, some technologies that are like I said, predictive maintenance or asset tracking that are really not in silo, and that can be transferred easily from one sector to another, and some technologies that are more linked to a specific sector.
And could those results help to solve the question that Antonio made about the standards, about the interface, and so on? At least could give a push on that need?
Yes. Okay. I'm definitely. I'm not an expert in standard, and we haven't been actually much confronted to the standardization issue within IoT for industry. First, because the slide on which Antonio was commenting depicted a number of large providers of IoT solution platform, whereas in IoT for industry we have of course pushed SMEs solutions. So not only using the big companies platform, but also trying to push as much as possible solutions from a small IoT platform solution provider, which are very numerous. In our cluster, for instance, we have at least 10 of them, or maybe 15, that are developing their own IoT platforms. So I guess, and they are, I'm not 100% sure, but I guess they are probably compatible somehow and interoperable somehow with the big platform like Microsoft Azure or Siemens, or the other ones that Antonio showed. But I guess they are definitely so. But my message was here to say that interoperability is not a barrier to the fact that we can also use small company solutions rather than big company solutions that are also interoperable, but that are coming from big companies.
That's the point.
It's also the spirit of the industry project, is also, to push to use, because we have talked a lot about IoT and big platform and so on, but our objective was definitely to increase the turnover of European SMEs. So if you use Microsoft Azure, you are not really playing the games of Europe.
Yeah, but that's the point. If you create standards, it's possible for the SMEs to adhere to the standards. It's easier for them.
Yeah, no, but definitely about the standards, I'm not 100% sure whether all the projects that we are funded are using standard. But I cannot answer this. I don't have the answer. I'm sure there are, most of the solutions they are using are standardized, but I would have to dig some more in the details of the solution that are implemented. Also, most of the projects are still running, so I must admit the project is not over, so we do not have let's say a final view on all the solutions.
There is a protocol that is called MQTT, for example, that if you look for, that is probably the most standard protocol now. Okay, apart from the OPC UA, that is very, very difficult to implement at that level. Okay, it's too much for the IoT sensors. So MQTT is very, very simple. But my experience or our studies say that only 10% of the devices are using this kind of standard protocol. So probably no. I'm sure that we have an opportunity to I don't know, or define or soon up in a European standard or global standard and lead in that area. Sorry.
Antonio, I completely agree with you. We can lead in Europe the IoT platforms. We also in DTX is a digital transformation collaborative lab in Portugal. We have as associate Bosch, and we had a project with Bosch to create an IoT platform. And as you said, they have their own IoT platform. And we make a study similar to your study that is very good, similar to your study. And our conclusion and the features that we want is that the platform must be flexible, interoperability, and open, and have several standards because to have interoperability, if you have the standards, we can follow the standards and we assure the interoperability. And also that the platform has open data is also important. And we decide to choose the firmware, as I commented a few sessions ago. And we are using the firmware to develop the IoT platform for Bosch. So we are not using their own platform for IoT. And on the top of this platform, we intend to make all the analytical data that they need for their production lines. So for Europe, and firmware is from Europe, so we are in a very good position to lead this worldwide.
Thank you, Nuno. I totally agree with that approach. And I want to repeat, that will be the best help that we could give to our SMEs, because it's the best way to assure that they implement open solutions able to be integrated with other solutions from other SMEs. And
yes, I remember. Fireware, which was pushed by the European Commission under the Future Internet PPP, and I agree with you that it's the solution, European solution in European made solution for IoT platforms, and I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. But within IoT for industry, small projects, we have not pushed any, let's say, we have not given any constraints to the providers of solution to use one platform or another. So we have played the game of, their freedom to choose whatever platform they wanted to use. Existing platforms, large platforms, or also, as I said, small homemade, let's say, more customized homemade platform from small SMEs. Some have chosen to, yeah.
Sorry, continue. Sorry.
No. So, I mean, some have chosen to use and to be compatible with large IoT platforms like the one you showed, and some have not chosen. So, but we have not. We have not pushed. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
The biggest risk in that area, sorry, because for me it's very, very, very clear. Okay, the biggest risk is that some of them are when they want to integrate the data in the cloud, okay, they choose what is free or is very easy to integrate. Okay, for example, I don't want to name brands, American brands. Okay, we could say Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and they are at this moment they are not good at all. They are very, very they are not oriented to that, okay, but they are very easy to reach.
Yes.
And for one SMEs, It's very simple to go to one of them and say, okay, I want to upload my data to your cloud. Okay, that is what we have now, and that's a problem from us, because we are giving them the data, the knowledge, helping them to develop improve their solution, the American solution. Okay, with our knowledge, with our experiences. Okay, and so we are not implemented at European level one adequate, in my opinion, okay, adequate European infrastructure to help our SMEs in that area. As far as I know, there are no solution on that point. Okay, I don't know if here there is other people that could say, but I don't know any European infrastructure that would be able to integrate data from IoT sensors, okay, and store it in the cloud and develop the solution through an application. That is what every SMEs in Europe wants to do. And so we are sorry.
There isn't any entity to do this, and I could give one very concrete example. For instance, Bilanchai is a company that's of weighing systems, and they are using Microsoft Azure to make their IoT platform. And we are trying to push to fireware, but we don't have a cloud platform with one IoT platform to integrate these across Europe, and we need that. We need urgently.
We need that.
Yeah.
And Bosch or Siemens could do that, but they are not developing that model, that business model. And for me, it's a mistake.
Maybe what I'm going to say is also a little bit outside, but the new networks, and well, I can mention the 5G, but 5G is a concept not only for the radio, but also for the old network. And they will bring the edge computing, and that means that probably we will have new challenges and new opportunities in order to achieve what you are talking about. So instead of having everything in the remote cloud that can be near the place where the data is produced and can be processed, and in some cases, because some applications need low latency, this is I think this is the way. So it is an opportunity that is coming in the next years, I think.
Yes, Vasco, but 5G doesn't solve everything. It will be easier to connect devices to the internet, because with 5G we use the same protocol, so the connectivity will be more transparent, but we still don't have the IoT platform that integrates all the data. And we need to integrate all the data in one platform to make all the analytics. And 5G doesn't do that. They have very good communication characteristics, like 1 millisecond real time, and they use the same protocol to connect to the internet, and it will be easier to connect devices to the internet and to have data in real time, but we still don't have a cloud solution for IoT platforms. And it is exactly what Antonio was saying about. We need urgently a solution in Europe for that.
Yeah, but I'm talking also about edge computing, and I agree with you. Europe needs to have some sovereignty in the digital world.
I totally agree with you, Vasco, that edge computing will be a very, very powerful business in the future and technology. Okay, but Nuno is right. Also, we need to integrate the data at higher level, mostly. Not everything, but yeah, We need to integrate the data. And the problem is now is that we are giving that the data to others. And we are dependent on others.
You know my opinion about that, Antonio.
I also know.
More comments. Sorry, because we are very passionate in this area. But
A small comment, Guillaume. You have to improve your micro because the speech is a little bit complex to follow.
Okay. Okay. Then I will make some tests before. I don't know how to.
You mean Vasco?
How to improve it? But
you mean Guillaume or me? Sorry, Vasco.
No, it's probably
Guillaume is you are very.
I agree with Vasco, Antonio. Guillaume, for some reason, I don't know, that there is a, it's a bit noisy when you speak. It's probably due because you have this a microphone with,
no, it's a built-in. I'm using the built-in microphone.
I think so.
Perfect. So we should close. It has been a very, very interesting session, Guillaume. We need to speak more. Okay. Thank you very much for your participation. Okay. Thank you, everybody. And I think that we could say that I don't know if we should speak about disruptions, but yes, about a clear need and new opportunity for Europe on the area of IoT as one possible area of leadership for Europe, but also we need to take care of the data, the strategy of the standardization data strategy, and we need to think about that. Thank you, everybody. See you soon, I hope.
Bye-bye. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye, Antonio. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Guillaume.
Merci, Hervé. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Au revoir.